It's time to talk about what is ruining Pokemon Unite, and that is YouTubers, of course. YouTubers are ruining Pokemon Unite.
Did you write this?
No, I swear.
Then you told somebody.
She told.
You little bitch.
You're
Let me help you down there. Whoa! Hell no! I did not leave the South Side for this.
Oh, my hair!
Oh, junior girls report to the gymnasium immediately!
Why are people playing so bad in your games? Why are they picking the wrong Pokemon? Why does your favorite Pokemon get nerfed? It's because of these people. YouTubers like that guy Sprinkles, Super Teeds, Chris Heroes, Phil, Inder. Look, there are a ton of YouTubers, but the point is, these YouTubers are making your games terrible, and they want you to fail. Boss, I think you should probably cut in here and let him know you're being sarcastic. Never! Look, let's get into what I'm talking about. Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Good to see you, by the way, Jake6. I'm always here, just very quiet. This is something I hear talked about a lot, that YouTubers are hurting Pokemon Unite because they put out bad builds, or they tell people to play the game the wrong way, or the fact that they are talking about a Pokemon means that that Pokemon is now going to get played too much and get nerfed. Look, I get comments like this, I'd say every couple videos. That's probably too much. Maybe once a week? No, it's more than that. I don't want to single anyone out, so I'm not going to bring up a specific comment I saw, but I see this a lot, that people blame a YouTube video for how someone is playing inside their game, or for what happens to their favorite Pokemon. I recently made this video about Charizard. Charizard got a weird nerf, and I was asking the community why they thought this Pokemon got nerfed, and of course, inevitably comes up the conversation that this Pokemon actually got nerfed because a YouTuber talked about how this Pokemon was good. So let's start with this. First of all, no one at Pokemon is interested at all in what I have to say, or what Chris Heroes has to say, or what Super Teeds have to say. I'm sorry, but they're not watching our videos to decide balance inside of Pokemon Unite. I love Chris, I love Super Teeds, I think I'm pretty great too. There's no way they are watching a Tyranitar video that I make and deciding whether or not to balance it, because I've been saying that Pokemon is OP since release. And while I love my tier lists, there's no way that they are checking out these tier lists and deciding what to do with their Pokemon. Some people do think it's that simple, and I don't want to generalize this and give the argument that YouTubers influence the game no credibility, and to give the idea that there's nothing that happens because of what a YouTuber says. Let me start to talk about YouTubers that definitely affect Pokemon Unite. We all remember Moist Critical's video talking about Pokemon Unite and how it was pay to win. That was a huge video. Moist is a huge YouTuber, and that was a big deal. Without question, that got talked about, and that changed some things over at Unite. And then of course, recently there was another video with millions of views from Mr. Who's the Boss. I don't know who's the boss. You don't know who's the boss? No, I don't know who's the boss. Who's the boss? Mr. Who's the Boss. Okay, sorry, Mr. Jake, who's the boss? No, Mr. Who's the Boss. Are we in the middle of a comedic bit? Well, we were until you called it out. And scene. Those videos, without question, hit the radar of what's happening over at Pokemon. For sure, there are conversations about those videos. I want to let you know that a video that a YouTuber makes that has 50,000 views or something like that, while it's really cool and I love seeing a video on my channel get views like that, it does not make a difference inside the world of Pokemon. So let's talk about the idea that because YouTubers are talking about something, a Pokemon gets played a lot, and all of a sudden that Pokemon will now get nerfed because a lot of people are playing it. There's this misconception that if I make a video about Charizard and then all the other YouTubers start making a video about Charizard, somehow that means Charizard is going to get nerfed when Charizard doesn't deserve a nerf. And I do not think that is how things work out. And in reality, there's absolutely no way. For instance, every single person made videos about Mr. Mime being OP. Mr. Mime didn't get nerfed because everyone made videos about it. What happened was everyone in the community noticed Mr. Mime was OP and started talking about it, and whether you watched YouTube or not, people were recognizing very quickly that this character was completely broken. It's absolutely possible and probably true that YouTubers accelerate the information being pushed out to the community. If you see a lot of videos about a specific Pokemon, you start to realize, oh wow, this is happening, and then you see it in matches and you go, boom, this Pokemon is broken. However, I would argue that a reasonable person, after seeing Mr. Mime in a couple matches, would notice it's broken. You know how I know? I saw it in a couple matches and I realized it was broken. Now let me give you another scenario. Every YouTuber you know and YouTubers in other regions all decide to make a video about Outrage Extreme Speed Dragonite. Does that mean that Outrage Extreme Speed Dragonite is going to get a nerf? Absolutely not. The developers are looking at more than trends in pick rate. They're also seeing what is actually winning games. And you will see Pokemon that win games consistently or way too much that feel overpowered, as noticed by members of the community. Those Pokemon will almost always be the ones getting nerfs. You will rarely, it does happen, but you will rarely see a Pokemon that gets a nerf that just makes you scratch your head. Also, for what it's worth, I think they really heavily favor what's going on in the Asian markets rather than what's happening in the Western markets. That is just personal opinion, but I've noticed it seems like they are nerfing and buffing more based on what's happening in their top competitive scene than ours. Again, that's just a feeling. So if we all made this Outrage Dragonite video, would they nerf it? No, they wouldn't do it. Just because everyone's playing something and it's bad doesn't mean they're going to affect the balance of it. In fact, they might actually buff it if they say like, look, everyone likes to play this thing, but it's not doing anything. So the effect YouTubers has as far as getting a Pokemon nerfed or buffed, it really isn't any different than what would happen normally. It kind of reminds me of the 100 monkey theory. Actually, correctly named the 100th monkey effect. The idea of this theory, very briefly and explained incorrectly by myself, ding, is that there was this island with these monkeys and they had these sweet potatoes on them, and they realized that they had to wash these sweet potatoes so that they could eat them. And then once every monkey on this island kind of started washing these sweet potatoes, like the 100th monkey theory, once the hive mind had all kind of figured out what was going on, it naturally spread to another island that had no connection to this island. That is a very bad way of explaining the 100th monkey theory. So once enough people recognize something, it sort of starts to spread even outside of that window, even outside of someone who might watch a YouTube video or just notice that something is broken inside of a game. So I think what would happen even without YouTubers in Pokemon Unite is you would start to see Mr. Mime in a match and go, wow, that was powerful. Then you see it again and you go, whoa, this Pokemon is crazy. And then once enough people start to notice it and enough people start to play it, it just naturally will spread. Would YouTubers help this spread? Yeah, probably they would, but naturally this is going to happen anyway. People are going to recognize patterns in what they see. We're human beings. We're good at recognizing patterns. Are we? Is that true? I actually have no idea. It's something I've heard. I have a lot of information up here that I've heard, but I have no idea if it's true. So yes, it's possible that a YouTuber will help people understand that something is going on inside the game, but that doesn't mean the YouTuber is affecting the balance of the game. We're just pointing out that something is broken. Again, if we all make a Mr. Mime video and people play it, people will notice it's broken. If we all made an Extreme Speed Outrage Dragonite video, the same would not happen because it's not as broken. So if you see someone make a video saying that Stored Power Espeon is OP and everyone starts playing it, it doesn't mean it's getting a nerf because it's not OP. And now let me briefly talk about this. A final thing I've heard is that YouTubers are telling people to play the game in a suboptimal way. And I really don't see that much at all. I see pretty much every YouTuber telling people how to play the game in a way that will help them or their team win. I don't see any YouTubers talking about being thanks pingers or ruining the game for other players. I really don't see this at all. I genuinely see the YouTubers I follow, people like Chris and Teeds and Phil and Ender and Toon, and I'm sorry I'm forgetting people, but I see the people that make YouTube videos genuinely trying to show people how to play better and win at Pokemon Unite. This idea idea that your games are filled with bad players because of YouTubers? YouTubers are the one telling people to use the correct items. YouTubers are the one telling people what boost emblems are actually good. YouTubers are the one showing matches where people win and how they did it. I am so baffled when I see this claim that somehow YouTubers are making Pokemon Unite worse. I understand that YouTube is a game and people will post things for clicks. Saying that something is completely broken or whatever will get people to click on a video. I understand that, but I genuinely see people who make content for this game posting things that will help you get better, play better, and win more at this game. YouTubers are not the reason your favorite Pokemon is getting nerfed. It is not the reason you have a back-capping Talonflame that's pinging thanks all game. And trust me, if YouTubers could change this game, oh my gosh, the things we would do. Crashy would still be making content for this game if YouTubers could change what happens in Pokemon Unite. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you very much, and I'm very sorry that I butchered the 100th monkey theory.